So you can see how we've gone through the whole track now. We've pretty much created a whole mix with EQ, effects, we've altered some of the sounds as we've been going along and sort of adapted things to suit, and we're now ready to sort of put or output the final piece. So ready to burn it onto a CD or upload it to Moodle as a Windows Media or a WAV file, in this case both. So let's just close all these up again so I can see what I'm doing. First thing I need to do is open my mixer up and just have a look at my stereo output and just make sure that nothing's peaking on there and that the levels are all where they should be. Yeah, loads of headroom there. The average level's coming about level with the R, and definitely not above the white fader, or certainly not all the way up to the top. So what I'm going to do is open up for the master fader, the stereo output here. I'm just going to press on the E button to open up its page. And the same way that we did before when we routed to group channels, I can go to the inserts here for the master fader. This is the only way that you can find this, is by pressing the E button on the master channel at the end of your mixer. And then I'm going to turn on what's called a multi-band compressor over the top of the whole mix. It's going to even out the volume and make sure that it's the same sort of volume as the sort of shop bought CDs or downloaded MP3s. This is called maximizing. It's a type of compression. So on an insert then, on the master, I'm going to choose dynamics and I'm going to go to maximizer there. And what this is going to do is turn up the volume for me to as loud as it can possibly be without peaking. So if I open that up, try and find the parameters for it, they're just behind here. Okay, doesn't really have any presets. The output is always going to be at 0, and this idea of optimize is the thing that is going to give us our maximum volume. So as we listen through at the start and keep an eye on the master output. Okay, I'm going to turn up the optimize function now. Listen to how the track gets louder but still doesn't distort. Okay, we don't want to put too much on there. We need to be quite subtle. If we go too much, it's going to be like this. Okay, it kind of hurts your ears, just sounds like a barrage of sound abuse, which isn't really what we want. So let's turn that back down to around about 50 or 60%. You don't want to go over the top. The examiner's going to realise if you put too much maximizer on there. And also, if you do too much, it'll take away from some of the character and kind of destroy all the work that you've done to create breathing space and to create nice EQ and reverb within your track. So we're just using it just to level all the sounds out, to get it to professional volume, but without destroying our mix. So I'm going with it about there. Okay, without that it would sound like this. Okay, sounds really weedy in comparison, quite weak. Okay, so once we've got that on, we might want to make some subtle tweaks to our mix to go through and maybe put some vocals up or down, or maybe at the last minute just change the level of the hand claps. But now we've got that on there, the next thing we need to do is to make a selection. So I'm just going to click with the pencil tool in the top half of this bar numbers area, so just there, and that creates like a little flag for us. And if I drag the right hand side of the flag, I'm going to put that at the end of our song, and the left hand side all the way back to the beginning of our track. So I've now selected a region that's going to be output, so it's going to go from here. Let's just check at the end that we've slightly overlapped the end of the track, but without cutting off any of the reverb at the end. So about there will be a good place to stop for the track where it's completely died out and gone silent. Okay, you need to make sure that you check that bit at the end. That's really, really important. Okay, that track's now ready to output. In the next video, I'll go through the output settings and tell you exactly what you should be choosing to make the correct Windows Media file and the correct WAV file.